Hello, and welcome to today's trending contract, Neighbourhood Massacre, set in Whittleton Creek and supplied to us today by Cyberstar 2600. So with no briefing, we'll move straight on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location. We're going to have a remote micro taser stored in the parked shed, and we'll be bringing with us a proximity micro taser, a silenced pistol, and our lockpick. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to go and retrieve our taser first of all, and we are going to target the politician first. So once we've got our taser, we can head off. Hopefully we've triggered his routine by getting relatively close. We're going to head for Nolan Cassidy's garage next of all. So I'm just going to give the front porch a wide berth. There is a camera there somewhere. We're going to grab the wrench from the shelf, and then we're going to return to the Whittleton Creek sign, right back where we started pretty much. And there is a fire hydrant right here. Now if we were to trigger this right away, we would attract the attention of the guard across the street. So we're going to drop our remote taser on the floor, and then we're going to wait right here until the politician begins his routine and comes down the path between the 4 rocks. And when he's halfway down that path, we are then going to trigger the leak with the fire hydrant. So he's on the path now, he's about halfway. So we're going to cause the leak. That will get the politician's attention rather than a different guard. And all we have to do is wait for him to arrive. I'm going to get a little bit further away. And when he does and he steps into the puddle, we can then trigger the taser. So down goes the politician, rather more gracefully than he probably conducted his business. So moving on, we are going to head now for our next target, and that will be Mrs. West. We're not going to mess about with her. We're just going to quickly hop over the fence and then down into the basement. We're going to lockpick our way into the basement itself, and then make our way up into the house, and we are going to trigger a conversation between Mr. Burton and Mrs. West. Now, Mrs. West has just returned from the front door, which is ideal. So that must have been Dale, the postman, at the front door. We have now managed to hopefully trigger the conversation between the pair in the kitchen. And as soon as we have confirmation that they are engaged in conversation, we're going to make our way back down into the basement, overflow the sink, drop our proximity taser on the floor, and vacate the property. So once the conversation in the kitchen has played out, Mr. Burton will vacate the property, and Helen West, hopefully with no more interruptions from the front door, will go down into the basement, and she will discover the sink overflowing and get electrocuted. In the meantime, we are heading for the park shed, and we're praying that we don't get blown up once again. Approach with caution. We managed to get it. So we're going to grab the propane cylinder. We're going to head straight to the corner of the map where we have a guard currently reading Janus's diary. Helen West is currently heading down her basement stairs. So any minute now she will step into the puddle and trigger the taser. There she goes. It's rather dark down there, you can't really see very much, but that is Helen West now taken care of. So to deal with our next target, once we've placed the propane cylinder on the bench, we're going to stand against the garbage truck, detonate the propane cylinder, and then we're going to hop straight over the fence of the house behind us, which I believe is the Hanson's property, and we're going to retrieve ourselves a replacement propane cylinder, one slightly more stable than the last one was. So once we have the propane cylinder, we're going to hop our way over the fence into the Wilson's property and down the side of the house here, and we want to line up our propane cylinder with the open window on the house opposite. So anywhere around about there will do nicely. That will be about right. We're then going to return to the house for sale, which I also think might be called the Hanson's property. One of them definitely is. We don't have a key for the door at the back, so we'll go in through the window. We'll head straight up the stairs and to the window overlooking the Wilson's property. We can't get into the bedroom with the open window, so we will have to shoot through this window. We're going to put one bullet in the propane cylinder and then step away from the window for a moment. That will cause the guard to come and investigate, and if he loses interest quickly enough, our target is already on their way over. They should stop and then immediately turn around. They've actually walked right past that area, but they do have to come straight back, and at that point we can detonate the propane. We're then going to head out the front door of the property and on to our final target, the Hammer, who is located in Nolan Cassidy's property. So we're just going to go and stand over by the exterminator van. There is the Hammer. He's actually heading into the position we want him in, but we don't want him in that position just yet. So we're just going to wait by the bug van here while Jose entertains us.
This is Jose Alvarez speaking. I'm in the fumigation business, and I'm looking to buy an airtight tent. I checked your homepage.
So hopefully now Mr. the Hammer is leaving. He is. Jose is engaged in his phone call, so we are free to climb up the drain pipe along to the window. We've run out of time. We're going to have to scoot in even if the camera is coming this way. As long as we can avoid that camera, we are all good. And now, as revenge for making us scuttle, we will destroy the camera. So as we know, our last target, the Hammer, is going to make his way back up here eventually. Unfortunately, he does get snagged in a conversation/meeting with Nolan Cassidy, so we could be waiting a few minutes, but when he finally arrives we can quickly just plant two in his back and then hop back out of the window, and we can run for the last bus of the evening, as this is a suburban little area and the public transport probably isn't that great. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we'll get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we had no objectives that I recall, and we get our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.